Hey everybody, Jason Ellis here. I'm going to be in Buffalo, New York this Thursday. Helium Elements Restaurant, Buffalo, New York, September 5th. If you don't go, you're a kook. Go to thejasonellis.com for tickets. What, you're just telling me to be entertaining immediately? Oh, okay, how about this? The hottest chick that I know exists on the planet is here, and I got a zit on the side of my nose that's turning into another face.
I don't see it. I'm
trying to see if you're lying.
I actually can't.
It's on the side.
Are you talking about right there? Oh, I thought that was like a. Oh, see now.
Wait, so what else do you see? What other affliction do you see?
It was just like a. I thought it was just like a.
Oh no! What's on this side?
No, you couldn't see it because of that other much bigger growth.
Welcome to the show.
That was intense.
Kayleigh Swenson, thank you for coming and joining us.
Thank you.
Right.
How
I saw a unicorn fly overhead when you did that.
When I put my hat on, when I was singing.
When you were singing, it's beautiful.
Right?
Yeah.
I do have a good voice, right?
Yeah, it was like there was a lot of power, intensity.
I do have a lot of power and intensity.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you noticed. Thanks for noticing.
you two should duet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a singer too, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got a lot in common, you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't like sardines though, so it'll never work.
No. Or Marilyn Manson.
Oh my God, really?
You know he's my friend, right? Texts me all the time, call me all the time.
No, he didn't.
I call him right now.
Don't do that to me.
I won't. This is
Wait, no, do that to me. Is he really?
Yeah. He would call me all the time.
Yeah, why? What are you guys doing?
He told Dingo once, he's like, I like Ellis because he's a crazy motherfucker or some shit like that. But it's all a lie. Like, I'm not really crazy. It's just all persona to be cool to people. You
seem a little bit crazy.
Yeah, but it's mainly bullshit.
Yeah.
You know? I am crazy, but accidental.
Yeah, I feel like that's the same. I actually relate to that because people are like, you're so crazy. And I'm not even privy to it. I'm like, am I really though? I feel like I'm so hyper aware of everything that I'm almost so crazy that I'm so sane compared to everyone else.
You seem pretty together. Like, what?
That's because you're seeing the outside, which is a carefully constructed shell. On the inside, it's just pure,
It's Willy Wonka's chocolate factory in there.
It's chaos.
Because I saw
it's oblivion.
You posted a photo earth. Not so long ago of you when you were cracked the f*** out.
Oh, I didn't do crack. That's for gross people.
What I mean? When you were when you were partying.
I was a simple, demure heroin addict.
Yeah, you did not. You did not look great.
Yeah, I did not. I looked like Marilyn Manson in his mugshot a little bit.
Didn't.
Really?
You didn't.
Tell him.
I'm not telling him anything. I'm not telling you anything, dude.
So he could be watching this right now. He's got a chick now. And I've got a dude.
Look, if he
but
got his
still,
life
I feel like...
There was just... I was hanging out with him. I was friends with him. And then there was this stuff that he was...
What'd he do? Tell me. Was it hot?
No, it was mean to girls.
Oh. Oh, you're talking about that? Oh, I wish I was one of them.
You want to break that down?
Well, allegedly. I don't know. I wasn't there. And I'm not going to victim blame because that's not my thing.
Well, I had some friends that were...
So they were there, they saw it?
They had personal experiences.
Oh, because
So when I heard it, I was like, you can't believe what people say. And then if somebody's standing right next to me was like, yeah, he did it to me. And I was like, wait, are you sure? And they were like, yes. And I was like, oh, man. And then another one, and then another one. So it was maybe
because his ex-wives were like, he didn't do any of that to us.
Yeah.
And so I was like, that's weird. They were with him a lot. And they even said he didn't cheat or anything. And I was like...
Well, that's...
Shh. Can you just let me have the fantasy? You're just going to ruin everything for me. You ruined sardines. And
Why
then,
did I ruin sardines? Like, you care. You're
I'm
going to
gonna
eat
go
them.
eat 'em
You're not
after this.
interested in me. Stop
Yeah.
playing. Why do you keep playing? Why do you keep poking at me like that? Why are you so nice
well,
to me?
now that
Why do you do that?
Now
Now that I got somebody, now you can be like, now you can like back off.
No.
You were having fun, huh?
Oh no, I'm just thinking.
I'm gonna say it right now. She would message me, and I was like, because I met you on Ryan's show, and I was still high, so I didn't really pay attention. I was like, yeah, you're hot, but like most girls when they're hot, I don't pay attention to it because I don't want to be creepy. So I was like, yeah, you're super cute, big deal. And then I think I followed you, and then like more and more, the more sober I got, the more like getting my life together, I was like, wow, I really like her. I don't know her, but like the more you posted things, there was like a lot of like memes and things where I'm getting sober, and I'm like, wait a minute, is she sober? Because she's saying things that I feel like I'm learning about at the same time.
That stuff doesn't happen on accident, because you came around around that time. You're saying you were using, and then I saw you changing, and then I started popping in your DMs because I'm like all about sobriety and people that are trying to do it, you know.
Yeah.
And so I started kind of like, hey, you know, you're doing great. I'm so proud of you. That's so awesome, because it's really not easy, you know.
Yeah, but you're too hard to be DMing people like me. I was like too insecure. I showed my boxing coach, and he was like, dude, she's into you. And I'm like, she's not into me, dude. And he was like, dude, how many signs do you need? I'm like, dude, I'm not on her level. Let me go. And then someone else was like, dude, you're crazy. You got to message her. And I was like, no. And then finally, I think it was 3 in a row where I go, okay, 3 people.
So you can't be nice as a girl.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was
Because
gonna.
I'm legitimately like, I see people as like souls. Like I'm kind of like woo woo like that. So like, even if I connect with someone and stuff, the sex and stuff like that is very like after that. For me, like I see people very like, I'm like, this person's rad. And I want to support. I want to like push like this because I believe in it. And like over there, they're like, yeah, she wants to suck your dick. I'm like,
Nobody said that. But,
Oh, okay.
But it was more like if you don't hit on her, I can't take you serious. And I was like, okay, I'll ask her for coffee. And then you go, yeah, that'd be cool, except for my boyfriend. And I was like, oh. And then I was like, wait, did I know that? Because was he there at Ryan's show?
Yeah, he was.
And I was like, man, I hope you don't think that I thought you were single. Because I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy.
No,
Even when I was high, I'm not that guy.
I can see your heart.
I don't do
That's
that.
why I'm here.
But you did say some nice things to me while I was going through stuff, because I think when I first got divorced, I got told that I was like a certain kind of thing, and then I think my phone read into it and then started sending me memes about me being a narcissist, and I was like, that makes sense, because I'm egotistical. Like I think I hate myself, but I also think I'm pretty sweet. And I was like, that would add up that you're a narcissist, because also you hurt people that you care about. Why'd you do that? Because you're too busy thinking about yourself like a narcissist would?
That doesn't sound like narcissist inner thoughts.
Right. See, you were the first person to break it down to me, because I said something about, I was in the cold plunge. I was like, I'm trying to freeze the narcissist out of my system. And then you messaged me and you were like, who told you were a narcissist? And I was like, I don't know, the world. Like, you know what I mean?
Because you're self-centered, probably because you have like trauma from your childhood and you are self-protective.
See, you're ahead of me, and all the things you were telling me were things that I was slowly discovering. So it was like, not only are you really hot, but you were like giving me words of wisdom where I was like, okay, this person is like smart. Like I get this person. Mm-hmm. I'm starting to like you for who you are. This is gay as hell right now. But I was like really liking the person. Mm-hmm. And then I was just gonna keep it that way. And I kept I was showing my friends. I don't have many friends, but I was showing them, and they were like, dude, that's awesome. And I was like, I know, right? Like, super cute girl just saying nice things to me. And they were like, you should probably hit on her. And I was like, what? Why? That won't work. And they were like, why won't it work? And I was like, because I'm fucking old. Like, let me go. And then I did it. And then I went back to him. I was like, see, you fucking assholes. I was just playing it cool. Every now and then I'd be like, thank you, Viking Barbie. And then off I would go on my day. No harm, no foul. But no, I gotta fucking ask for coffee and she's got a fucking boyfriend. And now I put my fucking foot in my mouth. And now I feel uncomfortable for the rest of our
don't feel uncomfortable.
DM associations.
I thought you were very respectful. I never thought you did any. You're like, oh, it'd be great if we went to coffee sometime. It wasn't like you were like, hey, what's up? Like, you know what I mean? I never got that vibe.
Also, your friends might not have told you that if you'd mentioned that when you met her, her boyfriend was with her.
Yeah, but I didn't remember that.
Right, exactly.
It was a pretty intense podcast. There was a lot going on. I could see where, like, you knew, but you weren't really, like, paying attention to it, so I could see that. But
Yeah.
See, there's the flip side of that, though, because women often complain that guys miss hints and miss signals.
Yeah, no, I didn't think, I honestly, you're saying it like there was like a whole thing behind it. I totally didn't even read anything into it. I was just like, oh, you wanted to go to coffee. I think maybe that might be inappropriate based on, unless we like do a podcast, that's cool, you know. And
I was trying
to hang out.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
But
it worked out.
But if it's I don't really interact with people unless I see something in them. I'm really, like I said, like I'm just really, like, I see people for who they are, and I thought you were really cool, and you're like, you know, no, I thought you were really cool. I like how open you are, and I like how, I don't know, I just thought you had like something different about you, and so I was like, oh, that's rad. I saw that you were like trying to better yourself, especially later in life. You know, you're not like 22, you're trying to like actually do shit and do the hard thing. Like, to me, that's fucking huge, you know.
Well, I appreciate you being so nice. Oh, Rumble Bean, now it's time.
Rumble Bean, come to
And
me.
interview over. Rumble Bean, take it away.
Hairless cats is something the two of you have in common?
Yes, I have a little one named Crowley. And
He's pretty cool too.
Yeah, but he doesn't have short legs.
Ozzy reference or flat out Aleister Crowley?
Well, Ozzy was the name of my other one that got eaten by a coyote 2 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
So I was
Cheap.
pretty devastated about that, and I got another kitty, and I named that one Crowley, like Mr. Crowley. His name's Mr. Crowley.
My children very nearly named our dog Mr. Growly.
Aw, that's cute.
Because your kids love Ozzy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of them, right?
Yeah,
Does
well,
your
no.
daughter like Ozzy?
She when you have a 12-year-old and a 6-year-old, the 6-year-old just has to like everything the 12-year-old likes.
Yeah.
So she's a 6-year-old who's super into Ozzy as well.
I love Ozzy. I used to
Who
dance to Ozzy.
Well, anyway. You're all jealous because he's on me.
so cute.
He'll go over. Kill me.
No, it's fine. My cat is obsessed with my dude. It's like I can't compete. It's the bald warmness. I don't know what it is.
We are hotter.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm literally watching. It's like, excuse me, I got a boy kitty to be in love with me.
Yeah.
And he's over there like just purring in his ear,
Yeah, he does
making
this.
love to him, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, and he comes over, sleeps next to me. He doesn't do that with him.
Yeah,
with
we
me.
nuzzle hard.
Yeah.
We do face nuzzles. But lately, since my girlfriend stays with me a lot, his new thing now is I get up early and my girlfriend will sleep in, and he will stay in bed and sleep with her. And usually the routine is I get up and I go let the dogs out, and then I feed him, and he knows that. That's like, he's like, sometimes he'll wake me up and be like, hey man, breakfast, right? And I'm like, I don't really want to, but okay, I'll get up and do it. Lately, like as in this morning, I get up, let the dogs out, like get them some food, get some water. I come back in, and this asshole is still just like sleeping with her. And I'm like, you don't want food? And he's like, nah, I'm pretty cool. So now his new thing is to sleep in with my girlfriend. So things have changed.
Oh.
He's made a shift.
She must be warm.
Yeah, something like that. But I've never been happier.
Yeah.
And all the work, and it was cool to see somebody. I love seeing the posts of the things that you went through, because I don't know you from your past, and seeing those photos of when you were addicted to drugs and how well you're doing now, and seeing how not well you were doing then, like just that photo, I was like, wow, you look like, wasn't that you looked bad, it was you looked mean, like
I looked pretty, I had like cystic acne all over my face. My hair was greased to my head. I look like I've been through the ringer.
You look like you would make some bad choices.
I did make some bad choices.
But now you're on fire.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I was
Like,
pretty,
business
it
is
was
booming?
pretty dark back then. You know what I mean? A lot of, I mean, I go hard, you know, I'm a very obsessive. I tend to be obsessive. So like anything I do like more than everybody else, you
Yeah,
know?
me too.
So if I do something healthy, it's going to be more than everybody else. If
Yeah.
I do something, you know, so I've had to really like learn to be present, but also accept the fact that I am a bit obsessive and like to put that in places where it's healthier.
Where do you think it all started? Or like, do you know? Or
I
do
mean,
you
it's in my
mind?
family. My whole family is like alcoholics, like they or have, you know, drink a lot, whatever. But
they
we're
sober
from
now, or-
Texas. No, we're from Texas. It's like everybody drinks. Like it's just like how it is. You know what I mean? Like everybody's like, it's just you don't really think of it that way. You know,
Did you
even my
start
grandmother
young?
was drinking like crazy. Huh?
Did you start young?
Yeah, I started around 14 or 15 experimenting. I started with like, you know, once I had like a Vicodin or a pill, it was like I had arrived kind of thing. Like that,
Right.
that feeling you get where you're like, oh, this is how people feel. People are happy. Like
Yeah.
this is wild. Like all the things that I don't have, it gave me, you know?
Yeah.
And now I have that without it. So I don't like crave it anymore. Like the obsession's literally been lifted for me. But like in the past I was like, how do people stay sober? Like, do you guys just live with your pain all the time? And they're
Yeah.
like, what pain? I'm like, oh, you guys don't have pain all the time.
I know every time I've tried to be sober, I've done it in ways that were not effective, and it was just like willpower. Or I used to do a thing that Tully's very aware of, where I would say, I'm sober from here on out, and I would tell everybody, so that way.
So then they held you accountable.
Yeah, I can't be caught anywhere doing it because I told everybody that I don't do it anymore.
But then you forgot you're covered in tattoos and you look like a wild man, and it sounds just like something a wild guy would do anyways.
Yeah.
It's like, who's gonna stop you, really? Like,
And then I would end up little cheats, like I would put booze in sodas and be like, no, I'm not drinking, you know, and lie and
'Cause of
never
the shame.
understand. Yeah, and never understand that when I did these little things,
really cheating
that
yourself.
I started to hate myself more, which made me want to do more drugs and alcohol.
Yeah, because you already lied. We can't lie.
Hey everybody, this podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. Online therapy done easy, super convenient, and if you use our code, it helps us out. And then don't forget, it helps you out. You're a better person. We're richer, and everybody wins.
Everybody's going through life. Yeah, I heard this one time that like everybody assumes that at a certain point you're going to wake up and you're going to be an adult, and then one day you're like, well, look at my age. I definitely should be an adult, but I don't feel like an adult. And then you feel like you screwed up somewhere along the way, or you missed life's big instruction package. Guess what? Everybody feels that way, and it's entirely okay. Here's what you do with it. You go talk to a licensed professional. You sort through things. You make sense of it all. You've only got one life to live. Live your best life. Fill out a brief questionnaire. Get matched with a licensed therapist. You can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge.
Right. Rod Stewart sold like platinum albums. Guess what? His kids hate him. He should have gone to BetterHelp. I don't know if that's true or not, but seriously, everybody should go. It's what I'm trying to say.
He cries himself to sleep every single night with a full belly of, well, I think we all know.
I've been dark. People that listen to the show know that I've been real dark, and I grew up old school, try to be tough. Maybe tell one of your friends, and then they can tell everybody, and they'll make fun of you. But therapy actually works, so I highly recommend it. It's helped me a lot.
Stop comparing and start focusing with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/Ellis today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Ellis.
We can't lie. We can't.
Yeah.
And I've come,
I love how you're just putting
No.
me in the. You
No,
talking
because
about
I'm
all
telling-
addicts?
No, yeah.
'Cause-
If you're gonna be sober, you have to be honest. That's the only thing. Like, and the people that I notice have the hardest time with it are the ones that cannot be like rigorously honest. And so, like, I've gotten to the point now where like, I just can't. I'd rather just say an uncomfortable truth.
Yeah.
Because like and that's why I like being with people in sobriety a lot of times, or like dating people in sobriety. They're really doing it though, because they know that like they're usually the best people. Like they work on themselves the most. They've done a lot of like inner like reflection, and then they're usually really honest.
Yeah.
And if they're not honest, they're not really living the program.
Yeah, my girlfriend and I are. It's weird.
Is she in sobriety too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
'Cause
rad.
Yeah, because I can't. That's when I've tried when I started to get when I really got clean and really started getting things together. I met a few people and it was like, oh, I smoke weed every now and then. And I was like, what's the harm in that? And then it was like some people were. I really thought they were hot, and I was like, it's okay, it's not that bad. And I was like, and I also had a lot of insecurity, like the mountain that I just like. At one point, I was like, I'm undateable. Like that's just how I thought. I'm like, your age, you're being open about being bi. You've been in porn. Like there's so many things that you have to tell somebody.
By the way, this is something I'm learning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I had OnlyFans.
Oh okay. Oh, you did like OnlyFans porn, right?
Yeah,
I thought you meant like you were like Hans Honcho, big junior dong.
I would have if somebody had given me the job at the time. I would have taken a job. I just didn't. Nobody. Okay, that's
By the
not
way,
true.
I'm available to pick porn names if you guys liked that. I got a lot more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Have at it.
Yeah. No, my time is gone. I took myself off all that stuff. But that's just me. I can't do any
It's
of
all
that.
about like. It's all about your belief, right? So like. People will do that whole thing. We're like, oh, like guys just don't want to. They say like, oh, guys just don't want to date girls that are like in that business or that have that life. So I'm like, that's not true. And they're like, well, every guy that I've been with, I'm like, well, you're putting that out there, so you're attracting the people that are like that.
Yeah.
I don't believe that, and I've never in my life had an issue keeping or attracting a person. And it's not just a looks thing because I have hot ass friends. You know what I mean? And it's a belief. If you don't believe you're worth it, if you don't believe you're gonna get something, you're not gonna get it.
Yeah,
That's how I know you're not a narcissist.
Honestly, I think that there's. I think we've been around a lot of adult performers over the years. I think there are a lot of guys who can't roll with that and can't handle it. But it was never going to work out with those guys.
Would never.
Anyway, yeah, you were
know.
not gonna, even if you'd
There
never
was
gotten
another
into
piece.
that.
But
that
if
there's
you
something
believe as a person, this is who, like, I deserve this, I will have this.
Yeah.
You're not going to attract those guys.
Right.
You're going to attract the guys that are for you. I'm like a huge believer in like the law of attraction, and I think. You manifest these things, and I've never in my life thought, oh man, what if I can't find a guy? Or it's usually like get the fuck out of here. I'll stay for a freaking 10 years with someone, and I'm like, man, it's been a while. Like we haven't even been working out for the last 5. Like,
right. Yeah,
so,
I feel like that's. I was like that.
Yeah, you have it's one of those things where you have to be really like. You just have to believe like what you're worth.
Yeah.
And I can tell you do struggle with. Like some insecurities, I can see it, whereas you don't have to because you have this like inner thing that when you let your guard down, I could see you like you have this like light,
Yeah, well, these days, especially of recent, I just feel like I love myself. And I was going to say I love myself again, but I don't think I've ever really loved myself. I've loved pieces of myself, over the top pieces, like, but now I'm like, I'm a good person. You can count on me.
I believe that.
And I think I might have said that in the past and been blowing smoke up my own ass. Like, I really know that now. Like, I won't lie. I won't cheat. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I've got your back.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a loyal person. So now I can be happy. And that's the other thing. I won't give it up. Like, there's like been little conversations. I do a solo show here, Awesome World. And someone was like, there's like some financial difficulty I'm going through. And someone was like, why don't you just do an OnlyFans thing like real quick? And I was like, I don't have a problem with other people doing it. It's just me. I don't want to do it. I don't like the messages that I get. I still don't like, it's weird because I'm talking about being bi again, but I'm trying to not talk about it as much because it seems to trigger guys to message me. Doesn't matter if I go, hey, everybody, I'm monogamous. Like, I'm just happy in a relationship with my girlfriend. And they go, well, what about, me if I was... And I'm like, oh, my God, dude.
You're a man, and I think it's a different biology there. So you're, like, if you're in OnlyFans thing and you like men and you're in a relationship, you could be tempted in a way or feel like it doesn't feel right to you because, like, something is... Men have that biology of, like, that drive, that, like, you know what I mean? Whereas, like... We do too, but it's different. It's like we can compartmentalize.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas I feel like it might be a little hard for someone, especially if they're struggling with sex addiction.
And I am.
Yeah. So it doesn't sound like a good option for you.
Yeah, I just don't want to risk it.
Yeah.
Like what if I don't like myself a little bit for it? I've worked so hard to get where I am.
It's not worth it. If your heart says no, it says no.
Right. So that's kind of where it is when it comes to any of that stuff. Like,
how is that going with the bisexual thing? Because I know that would be like a thing with like girls, like maybe they feel like they can't offer that to you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that back when I was active in that, that I think my ex definitely thought, like, there's certain things that she can't do that guys can.
You can, but it's not. This is not real.
You're not as good with it.
Yeah. Some people aren't.
Duly noted.
We'll see. There was a couple of...
I love how I made eye contact with him.
I know exactly. Yeah. I'm picking up what you're throwing down.
One time there was a
Hey,
lesbian
I'm
girl.
also taken, okay?
One time somebody was pretty good with it, but that's beside the point. I'm just not interested in it anymore. I don't
Yeah.
know what happened.
Because you're in love.
Before that.
Oh. Do you feel like partially... so
I think my addiction
was part of it.
was the monster, and I just am one, like we were talking about, getting in tattoos, getting into things. When I got into sex, I was like,
I'm gonna do it
what
all.
do you got?
Yeah.
Like, I've never done that, so do
It's
it.
the way to numb, you know.
Right. So it was like a running thing. I just kept running. So whatever, if it was new, then that would make me further out of my own head.
And then you just start hating yourself because you're probably things you've done or put yourself in that you maybe wouldn't have wanted to do but did just for the addiction, and then you just feel
Definitely.
weird about it.
That's when things started to really hurt. Cause
God, your sex inventory must be like... I want to hear it.
not on here.
You can stick around for Patreon if
That's
you
got
want.
to be a good tea party right there.
I don't think anybody, like, you sound like you'd be interested in hearing it, but most of the people...
I am literally like the hardest person to shock. Like I'm perpetually unimpressed.
Well, it's because you are in the industry, so you are aware of these things.
I'm not doing as much as people do. I do stuff with my dude. I do stuff with my friends, stuff like that. We've had a few guy friends come in, but I'm not like, I'm just really like open. And curious. I'm a very curious person. So like when I'm asking people about information, I'm asking like out of curiosity, like tell me, and I'm not like judging.
Yeah, no, I see that.
Yeah.
I just, I'm not a tough guy, but I look like one, and I talk about it a little bit.
I didn't
So tough
peg you as
guys
a tough guy.
like me, and when I talk about that stuff, it's very off-putting to a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Where they're like, "You did what?" Like, I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, fair enough. I don't want to talk about it either. So everybody's happy. Like, let's not talk about it. But there are a lot of things, like I can tell that, like I have told stories because I've been freaked out. Like people have done stuff where I'm like, what the fuck
I
is
used to
happening?
do femdom, so nothing.
You do what?
I used to like do domination stuff. So like I've been privy to a lot of like some pretty wild stuff.
Yeah.
I've been in some rooms that I was just watching and I'm like, this is wild even for me.
For example?
There was one time that I was in this in a room, like they were doing like some content. It wasn't with me, but like it was me and like 10 other people standing there. And one of the dominatrix girls came, and there was like this little cute Asian boy, and we put him in a schoolgirl dress, and she just went to town on him with a strap on in front of all of us. There's just a room full of people watching, and she was like, this chick was crazy. Like she was not like nice with it. And then at the end of it, like the whole room smelled really, really bad. And like we realized that he like shit all over the strap on. And then she put it in his mouth. And it was just a moment where I was like,
I want to be shocked, but
yeah. But like it was in front of a bunch of people, and I was just, it was more about the smell
yeah.
and the fact of light. I was like, I mean, I didn't do anything. I wasn't like, oh my God, but I was just like, oh, that was some shit I just saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some crazy people out there that like that.
And honestly, to each their own.
I don't. To be fair, I don't
anybody,
think he wanted that. He didn't expect that. She was a really mean dom, and that was her thing to push things. You could see it in his face that wasn't expected. You know?
Right.
They were filming at the time, right?
It was filmed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was just standing there. I was like eating my potato chips. That I'm like,
Yeah.
not hungry.
Yeah, right.
But
That does not make me hungry, that story.
yeah, I was more like I kind of stopped doing it after like we stopped doing the like the wild, like where I was beating people up type stuff.
The wild what?
Like, like the beating people up, like
That was the part you liked.
I liked that part.
Yeah, sure.
I had a lot of anger in the past.
How'd you get rid of that? By beating
People up? No. I got rid of anger from a lot of inner work and like trauma processing.
Yeah.
But I was like they had me come in. They're like, oh, we just want you to do like some of these like just like beat people up and stuff. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, this is fun. And they're like, you might be a psycho. They were like, most people come and they do it a little bit, and then for the most part they're like, that was a little much for me. And I was like, when do I get to come back?
Right.
You know.
Wow.
was fun.
You're refreshingly lacking in empathy.
Yeah, but yeah, so good for this business. But
Yeah.
now I'm like, I haven't done that in forever. But yeah, it was a good time. But yeah, there was some wild stuff there.
Have you ever done any fighting?
No, I wanted to, and my mom
bet.
begged me not to. She was like, "They're gonna ruin your face."
Well, you came from a sort of fighting background in the family.
Yeah, my dad was a wrestler.
Wrestler, like proper wrestling?
No,
or?
professional wrestling, like the WWE type
Right,
stuff.
he's probably
Yeah.
a big guy, right?
He was 400 pounds. He was
400?
6'4".
Wait, 400 like muscle or fat?
Oh, he was muscle. He was on like steroids, but he was also like a genetic beast. So he was like a huge guy.
Wait, is he dead?
Yes, he's dead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Was he cool? Like,
Yeah,
do you
he
like...
was in Batman. Remember? I told you. I think he was Bane.
What?
You didn't. I thought you were asking me to be Catwoman on that thing because you knew my dad was Bane.
No, I just wanted you to be Catwoman.
No, my dad was Bane in Batman and Robin.
What?
Yeah, it says Bane's daughter on your
Yeah, yeah.
Instagram. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
There's a
I
lot
don't
of things
read.
you don't pay attention
I just
to.
look at the pretty pictures.
Yeah, it was Bane, and yeah, so I come from like a. Yeah, that's my dad.
Oh, holy shit! Wait, that's really him?
Yeah.
I watched this recently. Did we watch this recently?
yeah,
We
well, I
did,
mean,
right?
I've-
For the show.
Wait, so he was on the road?
He was mostly on the couch, but no, he was so big, and he had to like maintain this size. He felt like to compete in this industry, and he became the biggest. This is a smaller. He was smaller. He was like 350 there. Or
I love when you go,
325.
here's him smaller.
Yeah, but he just felt that pressure to be so big that he literally would sit in front of the TV all day, go to the gym twice a day, power lift, take steroids, drink protein, eat 10 times a day. But like most of the time, his heart was like a 90-year-old man by the end of it. He just didn't have any cardio.
Did you know that he was doing steroids?
Yeah.
Like, did he share
I
it
knew
with
he was
you?
doing painkillers too. I watched him. I remember being a kid looking downstairs and seeing him forging doctors things that he stole from the doctor. And I went downstairs and he covered it up with a book. And I was like, And then I remember like he took me to the doctor's office one time. He shook down the doctor because he wouldn't write him any more prescriptions.
This is where it comes from.
Oh yeah, you think?
Wow.
Yeah. He was also, he wasn't just an actor. He wasn't just a bodybuilder. He worked with the Mafia when I was younger. That's why my mom took me away from him for a while, was because he was literally like a hitman for the Mafia and was killing people. And there was literally like an entire, day where my mom and I took the wrong car when we were in Holland, and we were driving around with a dead body in the car. We didn't know. So he's dead. I can say that now. Good luck detaining him. Again, he's been to prison many times.
How and when did you find out that your father was or had been a hitman?
Well, I knew something was going on when I was a kid, that it was kind of weird that we were in, we went to Holland, we went to like Belgium. We were traveling around with his buddy who was, his name was Peter. I'm not going to say his last name because his daughter's still my friend, but that was the guy he worked with. And, he had like these Italian people around all the time. He wasn't Italian, so he wasn't like a made man, but he was working for them. It was what they call an arm and a leg man. And just basically enforcing shit.
How did you know? Did he tell you this stuff?
My
or did you
dad
find
told
out
me
later?
little bits, but then he said, I remember just before he died, he was like, obviously, wasn't recently. Before he died, he said, when you're 16, I'm going to tell you everything. And I was like, oh, well, tell me now. And he's like, I can't tell you now, but I'm going to tell you everything when you're older. And then, he passed, and I talked to my mom, and she's told me everything. His ex-crimey, who also passed, and his daughter and his wife are still around. They told me the same stories.
How old were you when he passed away?
I was around 11, 12. Yeah. So, I mean.
Was he there for you a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just.
Was he a nice person to you?
Yeah.
Did he have a temper to you?
No.
Always kind of...
He was always chill.
But he had a
And
temper, right?
Yeah. He hurt a lot of people, but not me. I was
But
the
did
little
you
princess.
ever see that temper?
Yes. So when I was little, I remember really vividly, like we got in a fender bender. Someone just kind of tapped the back of us. And my
Yeah.
dad goes, oh, all right, we better pull over. And I go, and I hit my head. And he I just saw this like switch flip, and he got out of the car and tried to pull the guy through the closed window and was like beating the shit out of him, just because my little head got bumped.
But that's
yeah. So the guy was, you know, and then and then he beat a guy to death when I was little.
Wait, not in front of you.
I was there, but I was so. Have you ever seen like in the apartment buildings where like it's on the outside of the apartment building? So like. It's not like an inside where you walk through the halls. It's like everything's outside.
More like a motel style apartment building.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where my mom and I lived for a while. My dad and her weren't together anymore. And she basically like was staying with this guy who was like freebasing cocaine. And he used to have like a successful business and everything, but just got taken down by it. And he tried to kill her one day and was like, he went through a psychotic break. She was trying to get him out. And he like was like, I'm gonna kill you. Try to like to put a fork up to her implants. Then I'm gonna cut your implants out. Like start
with a fork.
Yeah, like some crazy shit. Wrapped like a phone cord when phone cords around her neck. Strangled her, and then was just like, you know, he kept calling her his wife's name, his ex-wife's name, and then saying, "Where's my kid?" Talking about me as if I was his daughter. Yeah. And I was across the way at the neighbor's house, who apparently were also freebasing cocaine, but they weren't at the time. They were just kind of sitting there. And so basically he almost killed her. She was able to talk her way out. She was like, honey, like she's next door. Like, I love you. Like, just let me go get her. We got a cake for you. It's your birthday. Like she went full survival, you know? Yeah. And he was like, he let her go, and she like she walked to the door, she said her knees like buckled. And then ran to the apartment that I was at and just runs in the door. And of course she's like screaming, shaking. And this is like traumatizing, you know, cause I'm like, what the hell? And she's like, he's going to kill us. He's going to kill us. Yeah. And then I look over, he's pacing on the fucking patio, like with a fucking shotgun, you know, like we're about to die. I mean, it was a scary moment, you know? Yeah. And she's like, call the police. He's going to kill us. Well, he got arrested for one night, and they said he could come back and get his stuff out of the apartment. So my mom told my dad what happened, and he flew down on a red-eye flight, and we were sitting. I remember the car ride too. I remember like driving in the car to the apartment. He was like just talking, like it was like so like chill. My dad was like ice cold, you know. He's just like talking to his kid and like just super chill. No like tenseness, like he's fearless. And like we got there and we got out of the car, and I see Eddie, which is the guy's fucking name, you know, and he was a big guy. He was tall. He like looked over the thing and he goes, oh, hey, Jeep. You know, like he saw my dad. Apparently he was shirtless, first of all, and he was doing push-ups in front of our fucking apartment waiting for my mom to come back. The neighbors saw. And so he saw my dad and he goes, oh, hey, Jeep, how you doing? Like totally snapped out of it. Yeah. And my dad goes, oh, not much. And I remember like it was yesterday, like my dad took his sandals off. He had like these like strappy sandal things. And like, he goes, hold these, Kayleigh. And I just sat there, and he went up and like just beat the fuck out of this guy to the point where I could hear everything. I could hear this guy screaming for his life. And then he ended up dying in the hospital like not too long after. But they said it looked like a truck hit him. They said it didn't look like a human being did that. Thank God this was in Texas, by the way. So
why is that good?
Because I don't know the statute of limitations on these things, but let's just say my mom, he attacked my mom before my dad got to him. So he was protecting her.
Right.
So
there's a lot of like stand your ground, protect your property. Yeah. You have a right to defend yourself in very expansive ways.
Yeah. So then the neighbors, they saw it all too. So everybody just kind of, sorry, buddy, you know.
Jesus.
Have you given...
I don't know where all this rage came from. Yeah.
I mean, you must be interested in trying to figure out, I'm sure you spent some time trying to figure out like what made your dad end up being a guy who was wired that way and motivated to become the biggest, toughest guy in the world. I'm sure you had the build for it, but still you had to be motivated.
Well, first of all, I'm like a total astrology girly. And I've done my dad's charts, and he's a Pisces moon, and I don't know.
Oh, say no more.
I don't know Pisces. And I don't know one Pisces moon man that isn't a little bit unhinged. They're very sensitive.
Is that how that goes?
It's very sensitive and very hard for them to deal with their emotions and sensitivity. Oh, my wobbles. So, but yeah, it's probably not the only thing, but he definitely, his. No, don't leave me. You love me so much.
They can absolutely tell when you want them to want you.
Yeah, right.
And that's when they're gone.
Yeah.
I've dated girls that are like cats.
That's how I know. I'm just kidding. No, I love to be wanted all the time. Actually, my
Pisces.
kink is praise. It's probably why I actually liked you. I was like, he's praising me a lot. I like this guy.
Something about this guy.
He's really nice. There's just a light in you. It's when you notice the light in me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I actually did think you were rad. But so anyways, what was I saying?
Pisces moons.
He did blow up his mom's backyard with a pipe bomb when he was a child. And
What the fuck is going on?
and
I thought we were going to talk about so many other things. But anyway, sorry, keep going.
and then his brother, when I go to visit his brother loves him, but he's got traumatized from my dad's Dennis the Menace abuse when he was a child. So he'll literally be like, I loved your dad, but one time when we were kids, he'll just start in this little ramble of he shot me with one of the guns we had. I'm just like, what?
Is he big?
He's 6'4", but he's skinny, lean.
Right.
My dad was his dad was a World War II hero. He was one of the first on the concentration camps, one of the first tanks. His name was Tank.
Yeah.
And he's a badass dude, And I think when he came back, things weren't the same, and he was not a very emotional guy. And and my grandmother wasn't very emotional. They were very so I think there was a lot that maybe he didn't get nurtured and he wanted attention. Why? He's 400 pounds. You think he didn't want attention? Sounds like a little boy who's wanted attention his whole life, right?
Right.
But he was also very just the protector, my uncle got beat up when he was a kid, and supposedly my dad just fucking annihilated that kid. My dad was I could beat you up, so.
It seems like the world kind of was pushing him to be what he is.
Yeah, I mean, he was wild, bro. I don't know. He was awesome. There's definitely a lot of trauma that I thought was funny, and I still think it's funny, but I'm also oh, that's probably fucked me up a little bit,
Right. But it wasn't intentional.
No, he's just a wild man. My mom was wild. She was a stripper. My dad was she was this hot, she was gorgeous, and she still is. My dad was just I thought the house got robbed when I was a kid multiple times. But one time we went to the store, grocery store trip, like a family. I come back, that windows are broken, the house is robbed. I'm terrified. Someone just broke into our house. We're going to die. It's just a kid, It was him for the insurance money. So I didn't find that out till years later, too. So I was always just sleep with one eye open.
But he fake robbed his own house.
Yeah, he also fake robbed a U-Haul. Again, you guys can't get him. He got the money and he spent it on us. No,
my dad's got some similar vibes there, because my dad did some stuff like that. I think there was a time there he had a Range Rover, and it was something going on. I can't remember why, but he fake stole his own car, and the only reason I know is because he took it somewhere to set it on fire. I think he that's an insurance claim or something like that, where he'd figured out, because he was like a blue-collar criminal.
Yeah.
But he put a jerry can of gasoline in the car, or poured it all over it to light it up. And I guess when he lit it, the fire went back into the gas into the jerry can.
Oh no.
And singed his face and did all this weird shit. So
he should have done it how my dad did it. He just took
so your dad set fire to his car too?
No, he took the U-Haul, moved all of our stuff, removing our stuff, took it to my grandmother's house. It got robbed outside my grandmother's house, and he used one of those little things where you cut the glass.
Yeah.
And then everything got taken out. So basically, he robbed all of our stuff out of a U-Haul and then claimed the insurance on it.
Right. Yeah, well, I don't know, because I was younger when he did stuff like that, but I'm assuming he was an Ellis, so I don't assume that he was a thinking man. Just based off how
I don't assume he was a thinking man.
It wasn't an Ocean's 11 type plan.
Okay, no, it wasn't. It doesn't sound like it.
I mean, he was wait, if I say that my car's gone and I set fire to it, I get the money for it. And then he drove off into the bush and set fire to it. It was oh, fuck, I burnt myself.
That's
and then told me
hilarious.
the story about how his eyebrows got burnt off because the fire went into the jerry
no,
can.
my dad was actually, it's so weird. He was a mega mind, genius.
Well, it sounds like he was hanging out with people that would have been there, because you learn, if you know people that are in crime, then you get a lot of good tips.
Well, he was doing it from the time he was a wee one. Like the moment he was able to figure out how to rip people off and like do crazy shit, he was doing it. And he was so brilliant. Like this is a man that like Mensa level intelligence. You could literally open a freaking math book and he could do any problem in the book. Like he just brilliant. But he was also, see, it's hard. I can't even, my dad's life is so crazy. It's almost unbelievable. And like just knowing like what I grew up around, but you know, even my grandfather had to like go not knowing what he really did, like some of the things, because he was a war, hero, and he had like a Purple Heart and stuff, and very much like fought for the country and all, and rescued people. And my dad was like a mercenary for hire. You know what I mean? Like he literally went to South Africa and fought in the South African War and killed people for money. My dad was nuts.
How do you find the people that find you to do that job?
I have no idea. I have no clue how he gets into what he gets into.
Yeah, I feel like when I was a kid, there were like ads in the back of comic books that were like soldier for hire.
That's probably where he got
box.
the idea. My father was so like romanticizing of things, which I totally, he's like, I want to do that. Like I would be cool. Like that's how he thought. And so he would figure shit out on how to do things that he wanted to do. Once again, Pisces moon behavior, just saying.
What stuff? Totally. Seriously, stop doing that.
Pisces moon behavior. Classic Pisces moon.
Oh my God.
Seen it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Was he in nightclubs and shit?
What do you mean?
Like hanging out at nightclubs and doing that thing?
Not really, I don't think. I guess in titty bars. He loved titty bars. Right. My dad loved a whore, you know?
Right. Oh, don't we all?
Yeah. He would always he liked that song. I like my women just a little on the trashy side.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and then he would make my mom wear more like more blue eyeshadow, more red blush. Like my mom would be all clown makeup.
It's weird. Like the more sober I am, the less, because I like witches, and witches like me. Mm-hmm. Like, and then the more sober I got, the more I would like. If I hooked up with someone, they'd be like, "Let me read your tarot cards," and I go, "Wait, are you a witch?" And they go, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Son of a bitch, who isn't?" Like the only people that want to bone me are witches. And
what's wrong with that?
Yeah, I know you are too.
No,
you are. Don't lie. That's why I'm into you, because you're evil. You got evil vibes.
No, I figured out what it is.
There's something going on.
I had the potential for darkness, and I literally fought my darkness, sort of like Bane, if you will.
Sure,
you know?
Like father, like daughter. Have you
now
ever?
I have overcome it.
Have you ever had even a really small altar in your house?
I cannot confirm or deny.
Yeah, thank you.
But also, and I may or may not put on handmade capes and fight crime in the middle of the night.
That's kind of cool, though.
Yeah.
That's kind of nerdy, actually.
No, I don't.
I kind of like that.
I thought that would make me seem more heroic.
Capes, really?
Yeah.
I only like girls with black hair, and now I like girls with blonde hair. Because I like girls...
Because you perceive it as being It sounds like you're obsessed with being good.
I like girls that make me feel like
you're a better
sun's
person.
on my face.
The sun's on your face.
That's my new thing. That makes me happy. I like girls that make me happy, and I used to like girls that made me feel evil.
Yeah. I don't know. No one
I think
can
they all tie in, you know?
I feel like I'm the one who makes people feel things. I'm one of those people that...
What do you mean?
Like when I'm in a relationship, I tend to be the one provoking the feelings in that relationship. I don't really take on people's personalities. Like, you know how women usually become like the guy they're dating?
Yeah.
It's the opposite for me. Like usually the people take on my personality.
Right.
But this is the first relationship I've been in that he just doesn't do what I say. So it's kind of annoying, but whatever.
It's not annoying. It's perfect.
Probably good for me.
Yeah, it sounds like if it's the other way, you're like, boring.
Yeah, but then it could be boring either way. So you got to kind of have a mix. You know, I have to see that you're trying to do things like, oh yeah, I see you're making an effort. You like you're eating healthy food, like, or you're doing something that I like you doing.
Yeah.
But also like every once in a while you have to be like, nah, fuck you. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that. You know, and so then that way, it's not that I ever want to be told no, because I actually would be lying if I said I want to be told no. It's that I think it's not good for me to have too much power.
Right. And you're a horse girl, so that means you want to either. There's only two kinds of horsewomen. There's one that wants to be in control of a powerful animal, or one that wants to be one with a powerful animal. Which horse?
I want to be one with a powerful animal.
Right, that's what that is. See, that's what I've got. My girlfriend's a horse lady too. And I
Yeah.
only learned about horse. Someone was like, "Oh, you got a horse girl?" And I was like, "What is a horse girl?" And then someone else leans over and goes, "You don't know what a horse girl is?" And I'm like, "What the fuck is? How come
Yeah.
everyone knows what a horse girl is, but I don't?"
Not to
And
be
then
confused with a pony girl. That's a whole different scene.
No,
Yeah.
that's not my style at
Yeah.
all. But I'm getting a horse.
That's awesome.
I'm a cowboy. I don't know if you noticed.
I've noticed that you've changed.
This is my new
You're
thing.
that guy that I would have dated that would have done what I do. See? This
Wouldn't
would
have
have been
worked.
bad.
Wouldn't have worked.
Wouldn't have worked.
Good.
Save yourself a lot of
prove it
time.
again.
You're a cowboy all of a sudden.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no.
fully.
Yeah, not gonna work.
See, I would have loved that. You know?
Wait, you would have loved that?
I would have been like, here, look, dress this way, do this, act this way, and
You
then
would
you'd
have
be
loved
like,
that?
well, yeah, okay, but not the sardines. The sardine thing
I
would
could have
be.
made an exception. But I'm very happy. I was actually telling my girlfriend the other day because she's like, the girl that you like the most out of any other girl is Viking Barbie, and I'm like, yeah, I would say like if I had like if I could draw a picture of a girl that I want to go out with, it would be that.
Besides you, dear.
Well,
obviously.
I don't want to see. I'm not. This is Tully's gonna try not to laugh. I don't care what you look like. I mean, you got to have arms and shit. I
You gotta
think
have-
you do.
So now you're not into like, is that?
I just don't.
So you're prejudiced against armless.
No,
very ableist.
No,
Very
no,
ableist of
I
you.
feel like okay, I can probably love someone with no arms.
I think
I
you
could.
have.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I would love a stump.
Yeah, I think you have.
That's actually kind of fun. A little nugget.
Right?
Little fuck nugget.
See, you and I fuck nugget. You're so
Wait, am
into
I gonna
that.
get canceled? This is why I shouldn't talk.
No, what? You said you would love a fuck nugget.
I
Would
would.
you be mean to one?
No, I
So
would love.
what's wrong with that?
I guess. Yeah.
We could pass it around.
yeah. We pass it around
Oh
like a-
man, that was bad. But anyway, I was just saying, I feel like I've never been more. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter what the offer is. The answer is no. And I don't. It's not like, do you want like the most special alcohol, drug, weed, whatever thing that you could think
Oh,
of?
you mean like you can fantasize, but the answer is no because you're in love.
I don't even fantasize.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's good. That's
I
a
don't-
sign that when a man's in love, they don't. And
I
that's what
don't
people don't understand. They're like,
care.
when men say that they're like, oh no, you
he goes.
always desire other men or women or whatever you like. And I believe that like some people believe that. I believe those people haven't actually been in love because I have actually like can tell you 100% that when you are about someone, it's not that you're thinking like I could never like, or I'm not attracted, that person's not pretty, but you're just not desiring other people the same. It's not the same.
I wouldn't go as far as what you just went.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I know Tully and I'm like, I can't look at him in the face ever again after I agree with you, but I definitely
Oh,
don't
are you
feel...
one of the like? Are you poly?
No.
Oh my God.
I've been happily married and monogamous for like the better part of 2 decades at this point.
Point you agreeing with me? She's watching.
She's not.
Oh.
That's why
Never
I
watching.
speak freely here. The cone
why-
of silence is over this room as
Okay.
far as that's concerned. And no, it's to me, it's literally. I think that I genuinely believe there are people out there who once they find that person, they just don't see other people, and that's great. But I don't think that's the only way, and I don't think that's I don't think it's the vast majority of happily monogamous people's experience. It's like, yeah, that would be great. That would. I always use the example if you go on vacation and you're like, I could live in Hawaii, and you look at the real estate listings, you're like, what if I actually did it? You go, what am I doing? It wouldn't. Overall, it would make no sense for me to move to Hawaii. It would be fun, but it doesn't fit into my overall
Yeah.
plan here. So I don't know where you draw that line. Like, would I ever? No. Would I have a serious conversation and start to be like tipping over the edge? No way. But like, can I think about it when a stranger walks past? Hell yeah. I don't think that makes me less in love.
No, I mean, I don't know. I think that's what you can have, like bring people into the bedroom, for instance. The person could not necessarily be thinking about that person or whatever, but they're open to it. I'm not saying like you're not like that you're dead below the waist.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that when you're really in love with someone, you're not really, I know that I don't really fantasize as much, or I don't really like think, and then I'll look at other people and think, oh, they're kind of hot, and I'll start talking to them, and I'm like, I don't know. It's just not the same.
Well, can I give you a theory? I think because women, by and large, there's exceptions to everything, are more about like the mental, emotional, like soul connection kind of thing. I can truly say,
I'm also about the wiener vagina connection.
see, that's the part that I really like.
Hell yeah.
That's a
What I'm saying is that I've literally not met a woman since, honestly, even before I met my wife, that I was like, I could seriously really see having a genuine connection. I cannot imagine being tempted to have an actual like emotional affair.
So maybe that's what you're talking about.
It's just, and I think for a lot of women, it's hard to separate the emotional thing. And once they have that emotional thing with somebody, they're like, I can't imagine having an emotional thing with someone else. And if I can't have the emotional thing, that I don't really want the sex. For guys, it's easier to imagine just going off and
you know what
porking.
I fantasize about? And it's not even like
Chocolate.
He goes,
Yeah.
he really leaned in there. Yeah, no, I fantasize about, it's not so much about sex or the act of doing it. It's about I like seducing people. And I think that's my thing is like, I think I miss that. It's not, I don't miss like,
Yep.
like, I just want to
I know.
you know, like
Catch and release.
Yeah.
You want to go out to a bar and be like,
just
you take it
play
right there and
with
you go,
them,
oh, we
bat
totally
them
could have done
around.
it. Great.
Yeah, totally like a tease. But I just like, it's just a fun, you know, like or someone touching you for the first time, that feeling where they're just like excited and you're like, yeah, you are. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's a fun thing.
It is,
know?
and it's something that you can't, yes, you can make it new again and fresh again in a relationship, but not.
No, they've seen you, like, you're literally could be like the hottest person ever and they've seen it a million times. And you're like,
Exactly.
okay, how do I, you know, it's like, how do you spice it up? Oh, bring more people in. It's like, well, that doesn't make me want,
Yeah.
you know? So, I
I
mean,
just don't care. I was possessed, and now I'm not.
Yeah.
And I don't care what the answer is or what
I
the
think
reason
for you,
is.
this doesn't count. I think you
I'm
should
just
be
so
right where
happy.
you are.
I'm just so happy that it doesn't.
You've already done
cross
it all, my friend.
mind.
Yeah.
Like I don't go or ooh. I'm happy for everybody.
That's
I'm
great.
just like, what am I not gonna fuck? What am I gonna? I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care about the fucking
just
thing.
don't care.
It's literally just the batting around
I
thing.
used to be all about like, what do you got? What are you driving? Who are you going out with? Well, look at her. Look at him. What do they do? What do they got? I just don't care.
That's great.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's such
and-
a stress. It's such a stress that's gone in my life. Like,
I feel like that's a really good thing for someone who struggles with like the sex addiction and probably losing control in that
and
aspect.
competing.
Well, I've never had
It's a pissing
a problem with
contest.
control because I've only been with 12 men in
Wait,
my whole
what?
life.
Really?
Yeah, I even took a lie detector on Ryan Pownall thing, and
See, you said 12, and I go fine. Why would I think you're lying about that?
because people always assume chicks lie about their body count, but they don't realize that I'm the type of person who would shout it from the rooftops if I fucked like 1 million people.
Yeah, I don't know how many I have, but it is a hideous amount of.
Yeah,
people.
so it's like you've already
Hideous.
like done a lot, and I don't feel like I'm missing out at all. I'm not like one of those people that just is like, oh man, I wish I could do this or that, because I've done crazy shit. Yeah, I've been with a ton of women. Like I'm hella gay, but like I think what it is like just being it's not sex or anything. It's intensity, a new intensity. But you're
Yeah.
new in a relationship. Keep in mind, I've been in one for 8 years. So there's a little part of me that's like, I'm very happy. Everything's fine. We still have that connection, but there's like that intensity. You know what I mean? Like I want to like be a vampire in a novel sometimes.
Yeah, I
You know
always
what I
wanted
mean?
to be a vampire.
Yeah. But he knows that. Like I'll be like, he's like, oh, he's like, you like the game. And I was like, that's it, the game. I want to play the game. Can you put me in, coach? You know what I mean? but he like, but you know what I mean? It's funny because he laughs at me because he's like, if you don't recall, when we hung out, you literally sat on the other side of the couch playing PlayStation. And he's like, am I sleeping over? And I'm like,
Wait, you play video games?
yeah, I was like,
Awesome.
he's like, you don't actually do anything. He's like, and I was all talk on the phone.
There it is.
Yeah.
She plays video games and eats sardines.
You don't like
Listening
video
to
games?
Marilyn Manson.
You don't like video games, huh?
See ya. What?
You don't like video games?
I do shit, all right? I don't play games. I am the game.
Well, I don't actually play them that much. Jesus. But sometimes
Why you just go with it? You play games all the time. It wouldn't have worked.
I play games. I sit
okay.
at home. It's like I do stuff. I'm like, I do stuff. I work out. I ride my horse.
You do ride your horse. You
Yeah.
got a nice horse.
Yeah.
How many? Just one horse?
Yes.
Have you been on a horse in the water a swimming horse while you're on the back?
Not a swimming horse, but I have been like on creeks and stuff like that, but not that deep.
Right.
But yeah, he actually bought me the horse for my birthday.
He bought you the horse.
Yeah, it was the coolest present anyone ever got me. I
That's
literally,
a nice move.
I never thought like
You're
when
rich by yourself though, right?
yeah.
Did that feel good that year?
I never like really think about that. I think about it like that. I guess.
How long have you been rich?
I don't think of myself as rich because rich is like there's like different
How long
different
have you
levels
been
of it.
Well off.
I've danced and I was making decent money dancing.
From dancing?
Yeah.
Like, good money.
I was making like, I don't want to say good money. It was like crazy money, but I was like, at my best dancing was making like $5,000 a week, you know?
Okay.
But that was like.
What state was that in?
Huh?
What state?
Here.
Here?
Yeah.
Huh.
But I was doing like bachelor parties and stuff. And I only did like a few parties a week, you know?
Okay.
So it was like a couple parties. And then I was dancing at clubs. I did not make good money at clubs because
Can
I
you do
don't.
handstands for a long time?
Handstands?
Yeah.
No.
Can you do cartwheels?
I can do cartwheels.
Can you do backflips?
I can do back walkover.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty decent.
Yeah.
What kind of a dancer are you?
A stripper?
Nah, like can you dance? Can you dance salsa?
More about I can dance sexy. That's about it.
Yeah.
But I would like to do. I was amazing on the pole. Like,
Yeah.
Definitely was a pole. Like got really into that.
You got crazy spins and shit.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder than it looks. Did you know that, Michael?
Well, and you're not a very, very tiny woman.
No, so it was much harder for me.
Yeah, it's more of like a contact sport up there.
Yeah, I was literally. Jesus, how big am I?
You must have some power.
No,
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, when somebody buys you a horse, you want to do, like I was thinking of, there's the TV ad where you see where they have like the Lexus on Christmas morning, and it's got the big bow on it. But like at that point, yeah, ta-da, that's awesome. But what if they don't like the car? Now you're stuck with it. Does somebody buy you a horse and then hope that you just really wanted this horse? Or do they go, hey, I'm going to buy you a horse. Let's go
You
down to
should
the
see a
horse lot.
There's no way. If you like horses, you like this horse.
This horse.
So he selected this horse for you.
It's from the Netherlands. It's a Frisian dressage horse.
Wait, what?
Dressage.
Yeah.
You don't do
Wait,
dressage,
I don't
do
do
you?
dressage.
Oh,
You-
okay.
Oh,
I ride Western. I don't ride English.
what does Western mean?
Huh?
What does
I
it, what
ride
does
with
that
a
mean?
Western saddle.
It
I don't
just
even
rides?
ride with a bit right now. I ride just with the. I don't like to put a bit in his mouth. I like to put him in a halter. I walk him around a lot. I probably ride him half the time and walk him half the time. He has his own chiropractor.
What
He's
the
very
fuck?
loved.
Can you do a horse wheelie?
I've never done a horse wheelie.
Right. I just like that you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
There you are as a horse.
That's you riding, huh?
Yeah,
There's
it's
a
me.
joke
It's
in
me
that,
and
but I'll leave
him.
it alone. But that is a beautiful horse.
He's so
I need to get a
cute.
big. See, I need to get a big horse because I'm 230.
Yeah.
So I need a proper horse, like a big horse.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, because I was gonna
She
run.
got a good quarter horse, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm starting to understand the lingo. Yeah, I do. I need that kind of horse. But I like going in rivers and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to ride motorbikes all my life in the bush, and I like riding moto, but I never realized that when you ride a horse in the bush, you hear the bush. Sorry, the forest. In dirt bike world, you don't hear anything but the dirt bike.
Yeah.
And because I'm older, I like the wilderness. I like to hear all the birdies and all the things
Yeah.
in the world. And on a horse, you can hear it all. And I was like, wait a minute, I think I want to be like a cowboy.
They're so calming. Whereas like if you're on like a dirt bike, you're essentially like it's just pure like that intensity I'm talking about, you
Right.
know?
But this is my
horses,
thing.
it's like-
Dudes like moto, like I like moto, right? Like I like racing.
Mm-hmm.
I like fast engines. I like doing burnouts in my car and shit. Like that shit will always make me happy. Like when I was real sad, sometimes when I was a kid, my dad would do donuts and like donuts in the fucking middle of the street. It made me laugh when I was like real sad because I could not deny a donut.
Mm-hmm.
It brings too much joy. And still to this day, if I'm having a bad day and there's no cops around, I'll bag it up. And it's like this laugh that I get where it's like, it's pure joy. Like
Aw.
there's no denying. Like I
Like
laugh.
your inner child.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I laugh like a kid. Like I'm laughing like when I was a little kid and someone tickled me. Like it's real proper joy. But horsepower, it's an animal.
Yeah,
like
you
it's
have no
alive.
control
Like
over it,
cars aren't
really.
alive. Cars don't know you love the car.
Yeah.
You know, no matter how much you tell it. It never really understands
Yeah.
it. You can feel the tire with your butt if you race a lot, and that's about as connected as you can get when it comes to motorsports. But a horse, when you start, like I'm not close friends with a horse yet. Sure, I've had some recent relationships with horses where I'm like, nice to meet you, and they're like, nice to meet you. But bro, like Rumblebean, if Rumblebean was like 6 foot high,
Yeah, if you could saddle that guy
and I
up.
could saddle this guy, oh my fucking joy!
Yeah.
Like we could like just
Yeah.
It's like an avatar connection.
Yeah,
but
man.
that's how you have your
Yeah, it
horse
really-
knows you, right?
It really gets like that. It, like over time, you get this bond, and you can just
Have you
even
got a girl
looking
horse or a man horse?
a boy. He's a gelding.
Right.
if you're just even like sitting there and you kind of like look in a direction, they can feel your shifts. They can feel everything. You don't even really need to like pull on their mouth or anything like that. You know, you can use your thighs. You can use like just, and they can feel it. They can feel a fly just land on their butt, you know, and they feel everything. And their hearts are so like powerful. They have these like really amazing heart energy. You know, they can hear your heart from 4 feet away.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they can hear your heartbeat from 4.
Your heart.
Yeah, your heart, and wherever you're feeling, they like sync up with your heart.
Yeah, so they know your emotions.
Because they're herd animals, so they're literally like they sync up with the herd. You know. So if your heart, but their heart's much bigger than yours, so they're so calm. If they're a calm horse, you know, you're gonna actually feel calmer. You know, they're real medicine.
Yeah, I seriously need a horse.
Did you see the 5-year-old doing burnout donuts in a Lamborghini?
I don't believe it.
He drove it like 180 mile per hour.
How does his foot touch the pedal?
I think they have special pedals. He's in like a car seat. He's in there with his dad.
I saw the car seat, but I didn't see the pedal touch his foot.
Yeah.
I call bullshit.
There's no way. That seems really
so
dangerous.
I think he had, I don't remember, but he there was a video that went viral of him driving some performance vehicle when he was 3. And now he is 5.
I mean, maybe. It looks pretty legit.
Bullshit.
It really would help. They were so close to showing the bottom of his feet there. I mean, what else would be?
They didn't.
What else would be going on? You think it's remote controlled?
I mean, it's not that impressive.
It's not that impressive. I mean, when I was 5, I was picking my boogers, so I don't know. That seems pretty impressive to me.
He's driving the Lamborghini straighter than I drove my Hot Wheels.
I mean, it's just a straight road.
It's just a straight road.
Look at you competing with a 5-year-old.
I would beat him easily.
Yeah.
This to me was actually a little bit more impressive, knowing nothing about anything.
Wait, is he doing donuts?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's adorable.
He looks kind of terrified. I'm trying to read
like
those eyes.
He's focused.
Yeah. I guess I'm happy for him. I kind of hate him.
He's tiny.
Oh, I hate any kid that has his name painted on the side of a Lamborghini.
Oh, that's his name?
His name is Zane.
Oh,
I also hate any kid named Zane, if I'm being
me
honest.
too. Good point.
Especially if you spell it that way.
Right? Fuck that kid. God. I hate kids, man. They're so annoying.
Yeah.
Right? I want to see a little
all
kid.
that potential, all that life ahead of them.
Yeah, all that hair on the top of their head.
They're just here to replace us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd crush a baby if I had to. You know what I'm saying?
I have a feeling you're gonna have one soon.
I got my things.
Your things?
Yeah, my balls stopped making babies.
How is that? Did you get? Did it hurt? Did you have any?
You know what? It's not supposed to hurt. You're supposed to be like, oh, you'll be in the gym the next day. But when they were doing mine, I was live on Instagram, and the nurse goes, "Oh, you have unusually thick balls, Mr. Ellis." And I'm like, "Cool," because
like,
it's on Instagram, and I'm like,
yeah.
But also, all of a sudden, crazy amounts of pain, and I was like, I feel like you're pulling on the wrong cord. And then I was a little bit tender for a couple of days after it. But I've been coming in vaginas for a couple of years now. No babies, so it worked.
Nice.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about that. I've got 2 kids. You know that, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a 19-year-old and a 15-year-old.
Oh, you already done it.
I'm good, yeah.
How old is your... Oh, sorry. How old's your chick?
She is 38.
Has she had a bit kids?
Nah, she didn't want kids.
Oh, okay.
We're good.
Yeah, that's good. That's perfect.
We're moving in together.
Aw.
And I'm gonna get a horse.
You guys gonna get married? You talk about it?
I don't want to talk about that.
You know, is that a little too much commitment for you so far?
I'm not scared of anything.
Okay.
I don't want the government to be involved in any of my shit.
Oh.
I don't care about your discount.
Do you perform witch ceremonies?
You can do You can do ceremonies.
We're gonna do it. Were you gonna do that? Were you about to say that?
I will do the ceremony for you. I'll
That's
just be.
pretty hot.
Yeah, you don't need to. It doesn't need to be on paper, but that'd be pretty rad if you did like a Celtic ceremony.
That I can get down with because I'm
like a Wiccan ceremony.
I'm a Celtic.
Now
I'm a Celtic warlord.
Yeah.
Will there be blood play?
There could be.
Yeah.
I would prefer it.
Yeah. Then yes.
It's got to be on the.
Then yes, I would do that.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. So where does everybody go to see everything besides? Because you got 2 accounts. So which one are we bringing up? Or we bring up both? Did I mention too much?
You mean like my Instagrams?
Yeah.
I have my @Viking Barbie, Viking.Barbie is the Instagram. And then I have my at Kayleigh Swenson Instagram, KayleighSwenson.
You got YouTube.
I've got YouTube, Viking Barbie Music. I've got a OF, and I think it's vikingdoll.vip.
You don't know what
Because okay, so let me just talk. A certain company that creates dolls came for me and made OnlyFans change my name without my permission. So I'm a Viking.
You just found out all of a sudden.
Yeah, I can't woke up. I'm like vikingdoll.vip and Viking doll, and I'm like Viking doll, and then some other girl who stole my name is able to have the name, and so people are thinking she's me, and she's not me, and I'm like, oh.
Man.
Beep that out. That certain company didn't come for them, but came for me because I was actually doing well. And they tried to do it with a bunch of stuff. But they, you know.
Are you still doing well?
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't. I feel like it's a lot of how I got into it. I started this game, to be honest. Like
You're top 15.
I mean,
did you know that?
I am top 15. What?
Only OF persons.
I am where?
You didn't know that? We were doing a thing on you on OF the other day, and then it came like, "Did you know any of these people?" And I was like, "I know Viking Barbie," and it was like, "You're number 15," and it was right when you said that day on Instagram to me that I was looking good.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Top 15 said that I'm hot. I'm fucking done. I need nothing from anything
yeah,
anymore.
dude, you're ripped.
She's saying it again, you guys.
He's ripped. Have you seen this? When I saw you.
Have you seen this, you guys? Have you seen this?
No, you definitely. I could tell you gotten healthy. You're looking good. Looking good.
Am I blushing?
He's blushing.
Shut up, Miles. You're just jealous, son. Okay, I need to leave now. I don't want to be here anymore.
You know who's cute as Rumble Bean?
Chibble Peeb.
He's a Rumble Bean.
Chibble Peeb.
We all talk to our animals like weirdos.
Yep. They all have like several different names that don't make any sense.
Yeah. Oh my God, he's so cute. I can't.
Oh.
Yeah, is it... You had lunch. But he knows that the show's going to end. He knows the ending song.
Okay.
But thanks so much for being on the show. It was awesome to have you here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
Good to hang out.
You're like, wow, this is crazy life.
Yeah, no, it all makes sense now. Because I was like, something happened.
Some things.
You know?
Some things went down.
Yeah. Like
A series of events.
Yeah, a series of events.
Far out.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, everybody. I'll see you next week. If you want to see more Jason on the show, patreon.com/Ellis, mate. Don't die.